All right. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. As always, we're going to go over a broad market outlook and we'll go over some top ideas and we'll get right into it. So again, what we try to articulate in this week's newsletter is this shift from, what we felt was like the kind of the dog days of summer, the market pulling back off 460 back to 430, or we thought we might enter into a new correction, or we might retrace more of this broader move that we've had for the better part of this year, breaking out from 380 up to 460. But the buyers did step in about 2 weeks ago, supporting this 430 area, which is now shifting us into what I feel will be more of a consolidation market, more of a bull flag that'll start to form. That's what we refer to this consolidating market. So we have 430 being the area we want to be looking for support buybacks. Now that the trend is starting to show itself, it's becoming a little bit more obvious. Again, trying to buy this 430 the first time, a little bit more difficult because it looked like the market was kind of falling off a cliff there. But now that we're starting to see that the buyers are here, we also should expect sellers to come in at 460. And this will be a very healthy range for the market to trade in for the next few months because you have this nice 30-point range. And, if we look at the measured move of this flag, this 30-point range would propel us to new all-time highs. It would push us through the prior all-time highs of 480 and kind of get us near that psychological level of 500 in the SPY, which is, our year-end target, or at least my year-end target for the SPY. And we see it kind of across the board. We see the same thing happening in the tech sector, same thing, same consolidation, same potential flag starting to form here. And just when we get near resistance, for 390 in the Qs, when things look perfect, this is the time we want to look to take some profits. We saw the same thing in industrials. We can see this very clear, flag starting to form. Again, energy was very strong last week, a little different from most of the names that have been following suit with the broader market, in this consolidation where energy is actually breaking out and, closed phenomenally on Friday. And we have this very macro breakout forming in the energy sector. So definitely one we want to start to gravitate more towards, but we don't want to just blindly chase this sector that's, 8 days higher running into resistance. If this can consolidate under this 132, 133 area versus 120 and form a much bigger flag, into the next year, we might have a lot more of a focus on the energy sector itself. But again, as we run through the rest, again, tech, same thing as the Qs, consumer discretionaries, again, same thing. We can see the clear level of resistance. We can see the clear level of support that's been holding, and we're just breaking out and trying to run back up into resistance. Sectors we do want to avoid, the two main ones really right now just seems to be consumer staples. Again, really getting no kind of bid in this market, kind of H-rate back into support. Would not be too surprised to see this break lower in the short term, potentially this week. And again, utilities, look horrible. That's a good thing for us broadly. Again, when utilities are ripping, this is a risk off sector. So when utilities are breaking out, people are afraid. Utilities are breaking down, people are less afraid. So kind of a good sign, and also not too surprising to see utilities breaking down when the market is breaking out. So good sign to see there that sector is actually acting pretty weak. For myself, very short list this week. Again, just sticking with this UFPI. I believe myself and Nick Neff are in this one. I'm not sure if any other members are in it. Just very clear blue sky breakout. Great action on Friday, the close, bullish engulfing. So we hope to see that continue in the trend that's been going on. The other two is this INCY. We can see this base that's been forming for most of the summer. We can see it's starting to consolidate and get a little bit tighter here. We don't have earnings for a few months, so plenty of time for this to kind of break out and have that move back, this breakout move back into the mid 70s. Really this 76 would be, pretty hard resistance in the short term. It's not like it's going to get there tomorrow, but just keeping an eye on this 66 breakout as it continues to tighten up here. On the other end of things, we have this O'Reilly bull flagging pretty much near all-time highs through this 960, still a bit wide, versus 925 for now. Again, not the hardest level because you still have this 975, but still a very, beautiful textbook bull flag at all-time highs. Move on to a couple chart shakedown ideas. Again, just recapping from last week. a lot of, major breakouts, CNVA through 42, trading $9 higher. This GKOS still setting up. We can see, the mini breakdown stage that the name was in, little flag. We can see it starting to kind of base out here under this 76. So still setting up nicely. Again, Exxon through 108 or 109 from last week, breaking out, the entire week higher. PWL broke out higher. This RYTM, phenomenal close on Friday, 7% higher. Team broke out, 10 points higher. Yeti, textbook breakout. As we go through this list, Google broke out, and then Tesla, had the breakout but kind of retraced. So a lot of really good breakouts last week from the shakedown. Some for the week ahead. Shake had mentioned we have this ADSK setting up for a move through this 224. Might need a little bit of time there. This CME looks great through this 204. Very tight little flag here forming. We got FSLR, setting up for this little sport buyback through this 194, 195 area. IoT definitely want to keep on the radar through these IPO highs. Again, this is a very important level for IPOs. We don't really want to be battling with them near lows. We want to take them through those IPO highs. So it's been, year and a half now that it's been battling with this 31 area. Again, big move on Friday on earnings. This can consolidate through that 31. Definitely could expect a nice breakout when it can consolidate a little bit more. Trade of the week, he's focusing on this PLTR through this 16. Looks really good as well. So a lot of good names mentioned on the shakedown, a lot of great breakouts from the week prior. A couple member ideas. I believe Ricky was looking at this Aflac. And we have this ADP as well. So we can see this base break here. This is, again, kind of the expectation with INCY. When it breaks the base, you start to get, the next breakout move. So we're seeing this with ADP now. It already broke out of the base. And now we have its first earnings, earnings flag forming, getting very tight here under this 257 versus 253. So super tight here. Earnings are out of the way. And, looks very good here, for a run back to prior all-time highs, this 275 area. So a lot of names mentioned. Again, I'm keeping a very short list for the week ahead, just trying to really squeeze as much as I can out of this UFPI. If Lane or Patricia or anyone else has any ideas you guys want to go over now, definitely be the time to either unmute yourself or post it in this Zoom chat. We can pull up the charts and go over them. All right, guys. You guys have a good trading week, and any top ideas, post them in the chat. And any questions or concerns you have, you let me know, and we'll help you out.